Fine. Anyway, I got a very brief information about each one of you people. That's really great. And a few people have SAP background and a few are from non-SAP background. That's really great to know that. Today we're going to have a brief introduction about SAP BW. Why we need to learn SAP BW first thing. Okay. Before that, guys, all of you please go on mute. The last session will be questions. Whenever you have a questions, you can have your mics, come to unmute and you can start asking about the questions. Thank you. So today we're going to talk about why we need to learn BW, how exactly a BW is going to help the organizations, and what we'll be doing in a real time in a job. What would be your roles and responsibility? What type of task you'll be getting on a day-to-day basis? How you need to handle those tasks? And what other categories are there in a BW? How many categories we have divided this one? And each category, what is we are going to learn, and what are the content? And especially, we're going to discuss about what are the related words or related technologies are involved when you're learning a BW. Okay, so how it is going to help BW to run more powerful comparing other data warehousing tools. So this is a very brief introduction about each and every tool, but we're going to get a very good clarity on this. Before starting the session, whatever the knowledge you have, after completing the session, whatever the knowledge you have, you just compare that. You're going to get very good clarity about what is this course and what is the purpose of this and why we need to learn this one. Fine, let's start. If you want to talk about BW, if you want to start learning about BW, first thing is what we need to know. What are the technologies are involved in this and what we know about a BW. Okay, so what we need to know that BW is from SAP. Okay, and there is other technology involved, ERP. We also call it as a data warehousing tool. We also call it is a ETL tool. Okay, then we say it is a BW or BI tool. Okay, then what we're going to talk about.
Can you share the screen? Yeah.
Oh, screen is not shared. Okay, I'm sorry. How it is missed? Is it okay now?
Yes.
No, that's fine.
Yes.
Okay.
It's fine.
Fine. Thank you. So we're going to talk about one by one. First thing is, if you want to learn BW, what other tools are involved around the BW, which is going to help the BW in real time or while you're learning. So first thing is SAP, and we need to learn about what is a ERP and what is a data warehousing tool, and we also call it is a ETL, and we also call it as a BW or BI. And what is this? Is it a single tool or two different tools? We're going to learn these things today. We're going to get the clarity on this one because a lot of people have a confusion on this. Still people say BI, some people say BI BW, some people say BW, some people say BI BW. So what is the confusion on this? We're going to get the clarity on this. And we're going to talk about a little bit about a BO, that's called Business Objects, one of the reporting tool, only reporting tool from SAP. The first question, what is SAP? What is SAP, guys? Can I have one by one of you people? Any idea what is SAP? Let me ask then, Dinesh, can I have some inputs from you? What do you know about SAP?
It seems more like a brand name to me.
Very good. Okay. Yes, Kalyan, what is an SAP for you?
Systems, applications, products and process.
Okay. Yes, Raj. Raj Gupta.
It's a brand name.
It's a brand name. Surya.
End-to-end resource planning for the large organization.
I can hardly hear you, Surya. Okay, Venu. Yes, Venu.
Yeah, it's a ERP tool. It is a ERP tool.
Okay, Venu said it is a ERP tool. Some people say it is a brand. Some people say it is a software. Okay. Yes, guys, go on. Unmute, please. Unmute yourself. Thank you.
It's an end-to-end resource planning tool for large organizations.
End-to-end resource planning. Okay, very good. Yeah. Thanks for your input. Please go on and mute yourself. Please, thank you. Okay, this is the reason why I'm asking what in SAP. You may be thinking it's a very silly question, but a lot of people have a different answers for this. So we need to cut down this confusion on what is SAP exactly. So whoever said it is a brand, okay, that's absolutely right answer. Although you can call it is an organization name. It is just like I can say, Raj, can you go on mute, please? Thank you. It is just like a Microsoft. What is a Microsoft? If anybody asks you that, we need to say it is an organization name or brand name. Okay, what Microsoft does, then you need to say they develop the software. What type of software? Especially they are famous for operating systems. This is the answer you have to give. The same similar way, there are a lot of confusion from the people when I'm taking classes. If I ask the people what is an SAP, I get bunch of different answers. Some people say it's a ERP tool, some say brand, some say it's a software, end-to-end resource planning tool. Some people say it is like, a company. So why we need this many confusion? The reason because nobody knows that SAP is like, a brand name. Everybody knows this answer, but still they feel that it is a software. It is not a software or ERP tool. It is a brand name or organization name or company name. Very just like a similar to a Microsoft or Oracle. What is a Microsoft? You say it is an organization name. They develop the software. Similar way, SAP is a brand name. They develop the software. Which software become more powerful or famous from the SAP family? ERP. Then we need to say they are famous for ERP package. Okay, they are world leaders for ERP package. They have around 65% of share in the world market, especially for ERP. Rest of all the companies are competitor. They have only 35% of market for all other competitors. So SAP is famous for ERP package, but SAP is a brand name who developed the ERP, software or tool or package. Okay, is it clear now? This is a company name who created certain softwares. Then what happened? They have divided these softwares into functional modules and technical modules. What is the functional modules and technical modules? Modules is nothing but it is again a software or package or a tool, or you can call anything whatever you want. But why they have divided this one in two similar categories? The functional modules, when you're talking about, it should have, when you want to talk about or when you want to learn about functional module, you should have a good domain experience. What does it mean, domain experience? For example, I want to learn a module called SD, sales and distribution. Of course, I can learn the tool without any prerequisite. I don't need to know what is the process and all the stuff, how the sales will happen in the companies or any business. But it doesn't mean that simply learning how the tool will operate and how you need to work on the tool, it is not going to really help you in the real time. What does it mean? You should know how the business process happens, especially the sales process. Where we're going to start the sales process, how we're going running the sales process, then what is the end of the sales process. If you don't know all this information, it will be very difficult to enter the information. What kind of information you want to enter, where you have to go. Okay, we can learn the tool, any kind of tool we can learn with just computer knowledge. If you're very good in a computer, if you're very good into our technical knowledge like internet and all the stuff, of course anybody can learn. But really, if you want to handle the business situations when you join in the job, it will be very difficult for you to run the tool because you don't know what is the process. That's the reason they said a functional module should have a good domain experience if you want to learn. So you should be working in the sales side. Let's talk about material management. I can learn MM tool, but the thing is, you should know what happens, how do you manage the materials? What is a stock? What is the inflow? What is the outflow? If you don't know all this information, the people are not going to teach you all the functional information to you when you're learning the tools. They're going to talk about only the tools, because you're learning the tool not for the functional side. So you should have a good knowledge, otherwise it will be very difficult to manage these tools. This helps only the people who is already working into particular field or particular domain. Let's say that people who's working into the material management, those everyday day-to-day tasks, who's managing the materials, it's suit for them to learn material management tool. The people who's working into the sales section or sales field, it is really going to help them to learn SD tool. So that is called functional module. When coming to the technical module, a technical module is completely non-functional modules. What does it mean? The people who have a technical background, especially from the IT, they're working into the software or any kind of IT industry, it is good for them. What are the technical background? What is the technical modules are available? We have ABAP, the first one, ABAP/4, we say that, Advanced Business Applications Programming, 4th generation. It is a SAP own programming language. SAP designed this language for all the SAP applications are built based on this language. So the people who is interested into the programming side, it is suitable for them. Apart from this, we have a basis. The people who is already working into the networking administration side, where they manage the servers, users, it is suitable for them. Where they can install the application servers, where they can install the SAP servers, where they can manage SAP users. So this is suitable for them. Let's coming to our BW. BW is a completely data analysis tool or data warehousing tool. It doesn't require any prerequisite, doesn't require any previous experience. The people who are interested or people who have a basic knowledge about the database, any kind of database, how the database works, how the database stores the data, very basic knowledge, you can learn this one. It doesn't require any previous experience or prerequisite or previous knowledge. This is basis. BW. When you're coming to the BO, BO stands for Business Objects, one of the advanced reporting tool available from SAP. The people who can learn this one, does we require any kind of prerequisite or previous knowledge? Not required. Anyone can learn. It is a very easy to use tool. It's completely graphical user interface. So like this, we can go on the technical modules. This is a reason why SAP has divided this applications or softwares into two different categories, functional modules and technical modules. Now we are learning one of the module called technical module called BW. Okay, this is all about this SAP background. Now let's come to the ERP. What is an ERP? ERP stands for Enterprise Resource Planning. What is an enterprise? Enterprise is nothing but it is a company or it is an organization or business. Okay, then what is the resources? The resources are nothing but we can say it is a 5 M's or resources. What is a 5M? Money, material, marketing, manpower, making. These are the 5 we call resources. Okay, then let's say what is a planning? The planning is nothing but how effectively I am utilizing these resources in my company. That is called planning. Okay, so this is called enterprise resource planning. Why we need ERP? Why SAP has designed or created ERP? If you want to run your organization automation without any paperwork, you want to make your company as a computerized in a layman language, then this ERP is going to really help you. Is it ERP is a single tool or a multiple tools combined we are calling ERP? Yes, ERP is not a single tool. Most of the functional modules we are making as a group. All your functional modules comes under ERP. Then we call it as a ERP. Why ERP required for any kind of organization? It's very simple. If any kind of organizations, if they want to start, let's say that I want to start a bank. I want to start a bank name called XYZ. This is my company. So what you required for this? Obviously, I need some resources. What resources you want? I want furniture. I want money. I want manpower. I want material. Okay. These are the resources are required. Okay. So why I need a resources? If I want to run my business, obviously I need all these resources. Otherwise, I cannot run my bank. Very simple, right? I cannot keep a board outside. It's like XYZ bank. Please come inside. Start. We do the operations. No, you should have a proper furniture. You should have a proper material like your credit cards, application forms. Then you should have a proper manpower, cashier. Like you have a bank manager. We need to organize all the resources like a human resource. Then we need to start planning. What is the planning? How many sales I need to make? How many credit cards I need to sell for 1 month, for 3 months? This is the planning. If you want to do the planning, I need to use these resources effectively in my organization. That is called ERP. Then your company can run the business smoothly. Okay. Why ERP is required? Especially SAP. For any kind of business. Let me take one simple business process for any kind of traditional manufacturing process, any enterprise business process. I'm going to find out why ERP is required for any kind of business. This example will give you a better clarity on this. Let me say that you go to one of your nearest electronic showrooms. You say that I want for example, particular washing machine. Okay, let's say it is a winter, right? A lot of people goes to electronic showroom. They say they want room heaters. Okay, when you reach to the showroom, then they say that you say you want, for example, Samsung brand room heaters, which is not available. End of the day, like you, there are 500 customers asked same similar brand. Then this shop owner decided we need to order at least a 500 piece of room heaters, which is not available in the shop. Then what happens? This shop owner is a customer to the Samsung. We are customers to the shop owners. So this guy is a dealer actually. So what he's doing is calling to the shop, is calling to the business. Which business is calling? Is calling to the Samsung. To whom is calling? In a Samsung, sales department is calling. He says that I want 500 pieces of like room heaters. Then what happens to the sales department? They don't have any information. They have to contact to the inventory section. They say that we got an order. Do we have a material available? Do we have a stock? These are the people, these are the sections or department who's going to manage the stock. That is called inventory department. For example, inventory says that we don't have a stock available. Then what happens? The sales department immediately is going to contact to the production planning. They say that we don't have stock available, start manufacturing it. Even production planning also going to contact back to the inventory section. They says that we don't have a stock available, we need to start manufacturing. Do you have a raw material? They have to ask again inventory section only. For example, let's say there is no stock or raw material also available. Everything is like empty. Then they say that no raw material. The production planning immediately going to contact the third party vendors who supplies the raw material. They give order of 500 pieces of raw materials. Let's say vendor supplies the raw material to the company. Immediately what happens? Production planning will send these materials to the shop floor or plant or factory for starting a manufacturing. Then the shop floor will do the manufacturing. They make the ready. Then immediately they're going to contact the sales department. Sir, your order is ready. Then sales department will contact back to the customer. Says that your order is ready. We'll be dispatching in 1 or 2 days. Then sales department immediately contact to the finance department. We are selling 500 pieces of goods to the so-and-so customer. Please collect the money. This is called account receivable. Then production planning also contacting to the finance department. They say that we are purchased a material from third party vendors. Please pay money to these guys. This is called account payable. Okay. Guys, if you observe here, what exactly happening in this? can call it is a departments also, right? So for example, let's say that in this business, we have a sales department, inventory, finance, shop floor, production planning. Okay, we have a different departments are available. Okay, what these department people or business units people are doing here, what they're doing exactly? They are communicating each other. They are exchanging the data with each other. For what? To run their business. Okay, so what's happening here? In this particular business process, a lot of departments has been involved. They each and every department people are communicating with other departments and they're exchanging the data for what purpose? To run their business successfully. If you observe the key points here, any enterprise or any company has many departments or business units. These department peoples are continuously communicating and exchanging the data with each other. For what purpose? To successfully run any organization, the effective communication and data exchanging are very important within the department, sometimes with third-party people. Who's the third-party people here? Vendors, customers, these are the third-party people. Okay, so if you have this kind of business, I want to make my business as a computerized. When you search for the systems available in the market, which system you need to purchase? There are two types of systems are available, decentralized system and centralized system. Centralized system we call it is a ERP. Okay, now we have a big question here. Which system I need to purchase? Either centralized system or decentralized system. I am not aware of this. Okay, so if you have a question or if you have a confusion, which system you need to purchase to make your business automated, let's talk about first decentralized system. We'll see what is the advantages and disadvantages here. Then we can compare with your centralized system, which is also called as a ERP. Okay, so let's talk about decentralized system first. In case if you start using a decentralized system in your organization, if the data is maintained in this decentralized system, then what happens? The data maintained locally at the individual department. What does it mean? Departments do not access to the data of other departments. For example, there is a sales data in the sales department. The inventory department don't have access about the sales. The same way, the sales department, they don't have access to the inventory section. So what is the problem here? The problem is a data maintained locally at the individual department. This is called decentralized system. Let's talk about the previous example again. What is the problem with the decentralized system in the same business process? When the customer contacted the sales department, they don't have an inventory section, inventory information. But this time customer is calling very urgent. He need answer immediately whether you have a stock or not. The problem is sales department, they don't have information about the stock. They have to contact to the inventory because they don't have a real-time inventory information. This is a problem. Because inventory data is available only with the inventory department people, not with the sales people. Okay, then what happens? They have to contact to the inventory section to find out. This is a time consuming process. Let's say, for example, all the inventory department is in a meeting. They will be available only after 4 p.m. Do you think that customer is going to wait? Do you think that sales people are coming back and says that, sir, inventory department is not available, please call after 4 p.m.? Do you think it is a professional enough? No. Then what happened? Customer will select another vendor. You lose customer, lose revenue, loss of revenue, customer dissatisfaction. This is the biggest problem, right? This is a problem with the decentralized system. What is the solution for that? A centralized system. What is that? ERP. Okay. So what is the benefits with ERP? If any company managing the data in a centralized system, the data will be maintained at local location or central location where the data can be shareable with various departments. Okay, so departments have access information about other departments' data. They don't need to be depending on other people. There is no dependency here. Let's take the same previous example. When the customer contacts the sales department on urgent basis, there is no inventory department. Still, I can have a proper sales inventory information. I can get the data from the centralized location. I can provide to the customer. No dependency of the inventory department or any other departments. Everybody is connected to the centralized location, even the vendors also. This is called centralized system, or you can call it is a ERP. What is the benefits of this? It will increase your revenue, customer satisfaction. Okay. Not only that, it's going to eliminate the duplication, discontinuity, and redundancy of the data. Provides information across to all the departments in real time. Provides the control over business process. Then it increases the productivity, better inventory management, promotes the quality. Finally, it boosts profit to your organization. Here I have a one question. It says provides information across the departments in real time. Have you heard this word? Most of the people are talking about real time. Everybody says that all the companies, we want real-time data access. We want real-time data analysis. What is a real time? Yes, guys, please unmute yourself. Let's have interaction. What is a real-time data?
Current data, analytical data.
Okay, current data, analytical data. What is?
Data that reflects the current situation.
Data reflects current situation, precisely. Okay, what else? What else? Anything else? Surya, Venu, do you have any inputs?
Good example is e-commerce sites or online sites, purchasing sites.
Can I have information about what exactly e-commerce sites we can get a good example?
Something you are selecting a category of the product, okay, and all the product related to categories. We have a Dropbox,
Okay.
and the quantity to select and the price it calculates. We may have price varying from the amount, the quantity purchase.
Raj, let me give you some clarification to you. In a e-commerce, not only e-commerce site, any other sites, if you select any kind of product, let's take one site where they have a country. One field contains a list of the countries. The second field contains the cities. Okay, for example, if I select India, based on the first field, the second field populate automatically the cities.
Okay.
Right? For example, I select India on the first field. The second field cities, automatically all the cities from the India it will populate.
Okay.
Can we call this a real time?
I think a good example would be stock markets.
Okay, that is a stock market will be always that is a real time because that's happening. That is, I don't want to take a consideration of stock market. Of course, it is absolutely right answer. We need to talk about data, transaction data, which business uses on regular.
Yeah, we can go for the Flipkart.com.
Stock market is not a business. That is a business only for all the people involved. We need to talk about one particular business, regular day-to-day transaction happens. In that situation, what is the real-time data?
Yeah, we can. Flipkart is an example, right?
Yeah. What is a Flipkart? How you can say it is a real time?
Real time in the sense we can do on the online transactions, online purchasings. We can do in that one. We can select the specific specific items from that one. The sub items will be coming, and automatically they will. The same thing will happen.
Selecting specific items is not real time. Without even see, without any Flipkart, without any e-commerce site also, I can select a specific items, non-e-commerce websites also. Websites are they have a very good programmings where you can write a programming to populate all the data immediately for you. But the question here is, what is the best example of real time? So you guys are talking about e-commerce, but you're not giving into a proper information. You have an idea what is a real time. You have an idea, but when you giving a statement, that is not matching. Let me give you some clarity on you. Let's take your e-commerce only. In e-commerce only, what is let's take your e-commerce website only. E-commerce websites, what happened? How I can say it is a real-time data? What basis I can say it is a real-time data? The reason because let's take one example. A customer purchase a product. Let's say we have a Flipkart, eBay, Amazon, lot of e-commerce websites out there. There's a lot of competition is going on in between these sites. If you see that previously we have a Diwali sales and Dasara sales and all this stuff, right? Of course, it's a New Year sales also coming up in the future. What happens is when the Diwali sales happen, all these e-commerce websites, they have decided they want to provide a best to their customers. Then one of the website, they decided that when a customer purchases a 5,000 rupees of product, I want to give him 5% discount. Okay, so in this situation, I'm talking about without real-time data analysis. Then I will talk about with real-time data. I'm going to give you two different situations here. Let's talk about without real-time data analysis. Let's say 5 years back, there is no real-time data, but we have a eBay 5 years back also. They want to give 5% discount, people who purchase a 5,000. When the customer hits to the, when customer select the product, when he reach to the checkout page, okay, then immediately he pays the money through the banking, net banking or credit card or whatever it is. The customer will check out, then within 2 days he's going to get the product, or 3 days he's going to get the product. Now, end of the day, the eBay people, they start finding out or analyzing the data which customers have purchased a 5,000 rupee. They have to do analysis. They create a list of customers. For example, there are 10 people who purchase worth of 5,000 products, 5,000 rupees of products. Then what happens? They take the customer information. They're going to send a mail to the customers. Sir, due to the last transaction, you are eligible for 5% discount. Then customer, what the customer is going to feel? You're giving me the 5% discount after purchase of 2 days, not on the same day. Then what happens here? I'm losing unnecessarily the 5% discount. This is how the customer feels. He has only two options. He has to go back to the eBay sites. He has to purchase again one more product to apply this 5% discount, or he will be losing the 5% discount. Let's talk about with the real-time data analysis, the situation. When the customer reaches to the checkout page, before hitting to the pay button, what happens is the data will do the real-time analysis and find out whether this customer is purchasing a 5,000 worth of goods or not. It is going to match with the threshold value. Where the threshold value is matching with the customer purchasing value, it's going to trigger a message box to the customer screen. Congratulations, you are eligible. Happy because on the spot is getting the discount. This is called real-time data analysis. What's happening here? When the customer is still available in the website, when the customer is still in the checkout page, we are holding the customer, providing the detail in a very faster way. We are not holding the customer for a long time. Before hitting to the pay button, immediately I'm providing the information to the customer. This is your discount coupon for you. What I'm doing here? I am doing the analysis here. What is that? That is called real-time analysis. Is it clear, guys? Kalyan, can you go on mute, Kalyan? Thank you. This is called real-time. This is an example of real-time data analysis. Is it clear for everyone now?
Yes.
Okay. That's great. This is all about ERP. Then we also call it is an ETL tool. What is a ETL tool? ETL tool is extraction, transformation, and loading. Guys, we have a very few minutes left for this, the session. I'm jumping into the ERP section. We'll have a very good session next day. Is there any questions in ERP? ERP is clear for everyone? Is there any questions for ERP?
Yes.
Okay. So we keep talking about data. What is a data? A data, it is called real-time, real facts and figures is called data. What do you mean by real facts and figures? I'll go to a shop. I purchase, for example, one milk packet. So what is a product I have purchased? A milk packet called 1 liter. That is a fact. What is a figure? I paid 30 rupees. That is a figure. It is a real. That's called real raw facts and figures is called data. The processing of the data is called information. The technology we use to process, or the systems or the computers are we going to use to process the data is called information technology. Most of the people, they don't know what is information technology. Information technology, they say, I'm working in IT. Okay, what is an IT? IT stands for information technology. Okay, what is the meaning of information technology? No idea. It is a computer company, it is a software company, they'll give you like a layman language kind of definition. What is the information technology? The person who is working into any kind of IT company, irrespective of any kind of IT company, product-based company or servicing company, from the person from HR to the top level people, everybody is dealing with the data there. Do you believe this one? How you can say that HR is dealing with the data? Do you think HR is dealing with the data? HR is processing the data? Yes, HR is dealing with the employees' data. HR processing the employees' data. They are using a computer. They are processing the data. That's the reason we call they are working in information technology. They are working into a IT field. Let's talk about the programmer. What data is processing? Is entering the data. The programming language itself is a data. It's executing. It's providing the results to you. Is processing the data. Is using some systems. Is working in IT. This is the meaning of IT. Okay, so what do you mean by this exactly data? Why we need to talk about data? Can you see this figure here? Everyone, do you think this coffee cup, photo frame, candy bar, this whatever this jar is there and pen, do you think this all items have data? Guys, unmute yourself. Can I have inputs from yourself? Do you think that coffee cup has a data?
Yes, attributes, properties, what is it? It has
Okay.
data.
What about photo frame and pen?
Yes, it has data.
Every single object nearby you, in an office, in a home or on the road, every single object has a data. Why? There is no business without data. If something you're purchasing and bringing inside your home, that is some business has happened there. Because you've created some data there in the company or in the business or in a shop. Okay, so around surrounding you, every single object, including your laptop, even laptop has a data, including your shirt and pant. Shirt also has a data, right? What is the brand? What is the color? What is the size? What is the price? This is the data. Without data, there is no business, right? So by this, you need to understand how important data is. Coming to the section, for example, let's take this one. In this figure, I have windows blinds, I have a chair, I have a table, I have an apple. All these items have a data. What is a chair? Color, black, height, size, type. What about the fruits? Yes, fruits also have a data. Apple, what is a apple, like a type of apple? What is a package date, shipment date, inventory date, price, quantity? Every single object, fruits or anything have a data. This is how it's really going to help in your business. Without data, there is no SAP BW. In a BW, we're going to work with only data. Then what is the ETL tool? ETL stands for extraction, transformation and load. What do you mean by extraction? Extraction is nothing but you're extracting the data from the data source. What is a data source? When I purchase SAP BW license from SAP, they will give a blank SAP BW system. There won't be any data, right? Let me ask you one thing. Whenever you purchase a Windows software from Microsoft, do you think they will give with the data? Whenever you purchase Oracle software, do you think they'll give with data or without data? Without data. Nobody will give your data to you. Maybe they'll give a sample data to you, but not real-time data. Why? They don't know what data is required by you. Not only for you, all the customers. We cannot provide the data for all the customers. We don't know what data you need. So we'll give blank data. Let's create data, whatever data you require. So what I need to do? When I purchase my SAP license, which is a blank, there is no data. Now I need to start looking for data. Where is the data? Data available in some systems. Okay, what do you call that? We call that is a data source. What do you mean by data source? It's a source of data. Where the data is originally created and stored, that place is called data. Okay, let's take a big bazaar. When any customer goes to the big bazaar, if you make any transaction, the people enter some information in the computer, they're going to store in a place, in a database. That place is called database. That database in a BW language, I will call it is a data source because a data is available in that. Then what I can do? I can extract the data from the BW, from the data source into BW. Okay, what does it mean? I am retrieving the data from the database into BW. Then I will do the transformation. What do you mean by transformation? A transformation is nothing but converting the source format into destination format. Let's take for example, I have a data in the Microsoft Excel. Okay, when I want to load this data into BW, do you think that BW is going to understand Excel format? What is the Excel extension? It will be XLS or .csv. Okay, my data is in the .csv format. What is the CSV stands for? Comma separated value. Do you think that BW will understand this comma separated value format? No. Then what I need to do? How the BW will understand the data if I extract the data from my Excel sheet? I need to convert the data from the Excel format into BW format. Who is the Excel here? Source. Who is the BW here? Target. So what is the transformation? Converting the source format into destination format. But we are not changing the data. We are not touching the data. We are only converting the formatting of the data. That is called transformation. Then what is extra loading? After transforming the data, then I will load this data into a data target in my BW system. What is the data target? It is a final stage where the data reach to the BW. From here, I can send the data for reporting purpose. This is called ETL. Okay. So when I want to give proper information about the ETL, this is the one best data flow I have. Let's say that we already talked about we going to get the data from the data sources to the BW. How many data sources are available? Basically, there are two types of data source available in the market. What are those types of data? One is called SAP data source, that is your ERP. Other one is called non-SAP data source, that is called any other systems which is not SAP, like database management system, your Microsoft Office, your Excel, your XMLS, your unstructured data. What is the unstructured data? Unstructured data which doesn't have a structure. What do you mean by structured data? A structured data is nothing but which contains the rows and columns is a structured data. What is unstructured data? Your email is unstructured data. Your photograph is unstructured data. Your video is unstructured data. Any website is unstructured data. But still it is a data. There is no structure. There is no rows and columns. But still we call it as a data. Then what happens? We load this data into the data warehousing tool. That is called BW. How? Extraction, transformation, and loading. We call it is ETL. We call it is ETL. What is a ETL stands for? Extraction, transformation, and load. Then what happens? Once I load this into my data warehousing tool, I'm going to use a business intelligence help of to apply some business logics for this data to provide a better reports to my end users. How you providing the reports? I'm providing the reports in the different formats called tables, pie charts, graphics, dashboards, etc. etc. This is called a simple data flow. How the data is moving from where? From the data source to BW to the end user. This is called simple data flow in SAP BW. Yes guys, any questions here? We really talked about very brief information here. Still we have a lot of data flow screens are there, which will be talking in a first class, how the data will be moving, how many layers are there, that comes in the later classes. But this is a very brief information about your BW, like what is a BW, why we need to learn BW, and what is a ERP, how ERP is going to help us, what is a ETL, what is a functional module, technical modules, Any questions are there? You can unmute
Yeah, I
yourself.
think.
Yeah, you can unmute yourself. Dinesh, Surya, Venu, Kalyan. Anyone have questions? Is it clear for everyone?
Yes.
Yes, Kiran.
Yeah, it's been pretty good.
Okay. So the class will be starting from in the morning time. Is it comfortable for everyone in the morning?
Yes.
Okay. Let me give you what are the sections are there and what we'll be covering on this. Okay. If you talk about this one, we are divided into 3 parts. Okay. The first one is going to be called modeling. The second part we're going to call it is a extraction. Modeling, we're going to talk about all the modeling tools available in BW. Extraction, we're going to talk about all real-time data extraction from SAP ERP system or SAP R/3 server. It is called like yellow cockpit, okay, or you can say it is a COPA extraction, the generic extraction. All the real-time data extractions scenarios will be covered here. Coming to the reporting, we're going to talk about a BEX tool. In this BEX suite, we have 4 different tools are available. This is a BEX analyzer, BEX query designer, BEX. We have a web application designer. We say WAD, web application analyzer. We have 4 different tools we'll be talking about. It is an in-depth of BEX. Okay. Apart from this, I'll be giving you one implementation project. This implementation project will be end-to-end implementation project. We start this implementation project from this basics of gathering the requirement, SAP methodology, basics of gathering requirements. How do we find out how many modules we need to create, how to design these modules, then what you need to create, how to create everything, whatever we learned, all this your course, enter your course. We're going to apply all these things into one simple project from end to end, from beginning to end of the project. This will be one implementation project. We'll end this project with reports. This is all about your course, guys, and it will be talking about each and every single topic here. There won't be any kind of missing the topics here. It will be complete in-depth of course, and it will be 45 days of duration. Every day it will be 1 hour.